on. This is the fifth in the segment of music during Sefira, and I just want to reiterate what we said until now. Sefira began with weddings, went on to haircuts, eventually made it to no dancing, and from the no dancing came opinions that we quoted yesterday that said you can't even listen to music. But to be honest and to reiterate, there is nothing in the poskim about music at all regarding Sefira. It's not even an element in the various prohibitions of this period of time. So therefore, we do find those that say, very simply, it's not written, it's not forbidden. But more importantly, not to ignore those that forbade it, there is a beautiful tshuva of Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. It's not in his tshuvas, it's quoted in his name in Halichot Shlomo, a book that was written about his ways of doing things. And he basically makes a distinction between two things. The Magen Avraham originally said that you can't dance. So he says any music that brings you to dance, you're not allowed to sing. But music that doesn't bring you to dance, but rather to what he calls romimut, it makes you elevated, but it does not bring you to dance, he thinks is okay. So from this perspective, perhaps he means that we can divide between different music, say between very fast music, disco music, and classical music. Classical music, yes. Disco music, no. I would like to suggest that, and that is that it's forbidden during Sefira to put on music, to listen to it, and to enjoy it. That's what's forbidden. Many of the poskim use that term, lihit aden, to enjoy the music. But if you're in a situation where it's impossible to dance in your car, while you're working in the kitchen, while you're jogging, while you're exercising, and this is in the background, then I think it's not forbidden. Namely, at the beginning of this podcast, you heard music. Nobody is probably listening to this podcast in the middle of his table for the music. They're listening to it, hopefully, for the content. The music is accompaniment. From that perspective, in my opinion, and this is the way I poskin, since it's not written in any of the classical poskim originally, if you just put on music, I would suggest not to do it. But if it's accompaniment to something else you're doing, jogging, working, in the office or at home, driving, I think it's okay. And my source is Rav Shlomo Dechovsky. Rav Shlomo Dechovsky was a dayan on the Beit Din of the highest Beit Din of the chief rabbinate. And he quotes that classical music is, of course, okay. And then he quotes something in the name of Rav Shabtai Rappaport Shlita, who married the daughter of Rav Moshe David Tendler, Zechrono Levracha, so the granddaughter of Rav Moshe Feinstein, saying in the name of Rav Moshe Feinstein, and I quote, Shehitir Shmiyat Musikat Reka, he allowed background music, B'yamei Ben HaMitzarim, during the 3 weeks, so definitely during Sefira. Hainu, Musika Sheshomea Adam Toch Shehu Asuk B'melachto, Lomeid or Noheig. Music that you listen to while you're doing something else, namely learning or driving. So from my perspective, you can listen to any music during Sefira, as long as it's not a situation where you can get up and dance. So if you're jogging, working, typing, and you need something in the background to stay awake, kol shekain, if you're driving late at night or whatnot, it's absolutely permissible to listen to music during Sefira. If, on the other hand, you're doing nothing, and you just put on music, and it's very nice, fast music that you'll dance to at a wedding, that I believe you shouldn't do during Sefira. So therefore, background music at the beginning of a podcast, in my opinion, is fine. You're not listening to those 30 seconds, you're listening to the podcast. And in those 30 seconds, I don't believe you're going to get up and dance. You don't even have enough time to get into a dance mode in 30 seconds. And therefore, I think it's absolutely permissible to listen to music while doing something else, not getting or not being able to dance, which is the original Isser of the Magen Avraham that everyone built.
Hashem, 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 Hashem,